This is how manifestation really works. In this video, I'm going to break down how manifestation actually works, and not just the spiritual tree-hugging woo-woo side of it. I'm going to give you the neuroscience behind it for all you hyper-rational people out there who want everything to be backed by science, and you'll be happy to know that it actually is. Welcome to my channel. My name is Gareth, and I am a subconscious reprogramming expert and a manifestation guide. I've been coached by a world famous spiritual master, personally mentored, and I've been able to help hundreds of people to achieve happiness and abundance through my multi-six-figure coaching business. And I'm going to really break this down for you in this video. The truth about manifestation is everybody tries to frame it as some massive, huge achievements, all these big manifestations, and it is, and it can be. But the truth is manifestation is always happening. So even when you write a to-do list or you plan something out, you make a plan, it's still a manifestation. Everything, even your to-do list or your plan, is a manifestation. The only difference is the intensity behind the intention. So imagine if you want a cup of coffee, you get the desire to have a cup of coffee, you go into the kitchen, you get your organic ground, coffee ground, hopefully, and you put it in your cafetiere and you make a coffee, right? So you manifested yourself a cup of coffee. The only difference is you had the skill set to do it. People want to go and do something a bit bigger. They lack the skill set and they don't take the next steps behind the intention. The first part of the science that I want to explain to you here is that manifestation calms the amygdala, which is a small part of the brain which is responsible for getting triggered by fear and anxiety. And what it is, when you start a manifestation or you set a plan, the amygdala gets calmed straight away because it loves certainty. And even with the illusion of manifestation, even going into a visualization and seeing yourself as this person having this wonderful thing, it calms the amygdala. Even if you're tricking it with an illusion, which I'll go on to later, imagine if you are waiting to get a job interview and the uncertainty of it, will I get it or not? It triggers stress in you. It's the uncertainty of not knowing. And that's what a lot of people are going through. And what blocks a lot of manifestation is the lack of faith through not knowing. So when you get excited, you attach a good feeling, which is God feeling, to something. You write it down, you make a plan. Immediately it starts to calm your amygdala. Now, your brain and your subconscious is connected to the superconscious, the universe. And when you are calm and dialed in and not stressed, you're in a powerful state. When you're stressed and anxious, you're in a primal state and you seize up and you stop accepting help from the divine. And that is a huge part of how manifestation gets blocked. The second part of the neuroscience to back this up, and I absolutely love this stuff because when you know what's going on under the hood, when your awareness is on it, it makes it so much easier to dial in. It's that manifestation cures decision fatigue, or it calms down on decision fatigue, because the prefrontal cortex is your decision center in the brain. And when we have too many decisions, it stresses us out and we lose focus. So have you ever been to a restaurant and there's a massive 60-page menu, but all you want is a quick set menu where you can just sit down and order? It's because you know what you're doing. Now, manifestation, creating that certainty again, stops us having to make loads of decisions. And that's why when we focus, the same as a laser is just light focused in on one thing, we can really cut through steel. And that's when you get big results in manifestation. Another example of this is, have you ever been going for food or something on the weekend with your partner and there's just too many options, or you're trying to make plans and there's too many things and it starts to become stressful when you're trying to do things with the kids and you're researching all these different things to do and it's becoming stressful because there's too many options? Nowadays, we have way too many options, and most people have got symptoms of ADD, which is attention deficit, and that is from scrolling, quick fixes, instant gratification, social media. You're able to flick off things and flick through things, and there's so many options presented, it starts to manifest as stress. Now, when you can dial your manifestation into one thing, it really calms the prefrontal cortex in this way, and you become way more focused. Another powerful aspect to this is accountability inside the mind, because when you make a plan or you set it, even the manifestation, like we talked about earlier, of just writing your plan on paper or setting your intentions or your to-do list, what it does, it makes you accountable to yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to go and scream it from the hilltops or shout it out on Facebook. I wouldn't recommend that either, because when you do that, people send you their negative intentions. Even if they may not want to, they may not mean nothing bad. If somebody holds a fear that they can't do it, if you tell them about it, they start to project their fears onto you unknowingly. So say if you say, I'm going to go get 1 million streams, and you tell everyone, I'm going to get 1 million streams, they might go, how are you going to do that? And they're immediately sending you energy and intention of lack or failure. They might not mean it, but they will. So you can keep it to yourself. But just by writing on paper, that is you holding yourself accountable. And again, lots of things happen under the hood on a neuroscience level when you make these manifestations happen, however small they are. In this way, manifestation is not magic. It's more of a brain strategy, more of a brain trick. In the same way that a red light is a trick. A red light doesn't actually stop you. It's just that we agree to the belief that we have to stop when we see a red light, so we stop. So when you dial in with your manifestation and you get focus, you start to gain clarity, confidence, and success through this process. So that is the main point I wanted you to understand in this video. Lots of people, they start manifesting, they're like, this doesn't work, I can't do it. It's working when you write it down. You've just got to take the action steps. Get stuck into it. Start to enjoy it as you go. Another thing I always say is just surrender. Because you know, God will never send you an idea that's not for you. If you have an idea, it's for you. That's Christ consciousness coming through you. And all we're doing is standing in our own way. People are just rejecting what is meant for them. And when I really started stepping up in my life is when I turned around and I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for blocking all the greatness that you blessed me with. Because look how wonderful you are. 37 trillion cells working in perfect homeostasis inside your wonderful body, regenerating at a rate of 3 million cells per second. We are completely unfathomable, and we are sat down doing nothing. And you know, worry and overthinking, it makes you sick. That's why they say worry yourself sick. And most people now, they're unwell. Most people are sick just by blocking their own abundance. Look at a seed. A seed doesn't have fear and doubt. It gets planted and it just grows, it expands. We're meant to expand. We're standing in our own way. And a lot's happened to us because the powers that be know our manifestation power. So they cover us with fear, lots of comparison, social media, all these things that block who we really are. All of these foods that block your intuition. When really you can see the future. I can see the future. In a minute, I'm going to pick my phone up. There we go. I manifested it. You can decide whatever you want and you can take action steps towards it and you will get it. And I hope you enjoyed that. Comment abundance below this video if you enjoyed that. Also, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. Do leave a comment because I love that. Also, if you want to work with me, there's a form below this that you can fill in to apply for one-to-one coaching with me. I've helped hundreds of people to achieve massive abundance in their life and I would love to work with you. Have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video. Big love.